All right, how's everyone doing? This is Hala Pablo. Thank you for tuning in. Let's look at Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and look at Bitcoin. Yeah, so those that have been following this channel, again, should come as no surprise, the movement that we've just had. We've seen it all before. As long as the fractals are copying each other, which they are, they haven't been invalidated. And more, they're confirming the redistribution kind of momentum that we've been seeing beneath the Iron Dome, the 200 and the 400 simple moving averages crossed over. I'm not going to go into it in this video. Most of you should already know how this works. But these two fractals are what concern us. The first redistribution, excuse me, or the LPSY from the all-time high that we had back in 2022. And here's the all-time high in 2026. And the first, what's looking more and more like a redistribution. Okay, so, all right, so we have this now on the macro. This is on the daily. And so we want to see now how closely these have been playing out. Here we are on the 4-hour forensic of the two ranges, the 2022 and the 2026. I've labeled a bunch of the Wyckoff events here just for your convenience, so you can kind of track this thing. The selling climax, automatic rally, this whole area here should be pretty much self-explanatory. We anchored the VWAP to the selling climax, and it served as a creek and ice line throughout the duration of the range. We have the two micro trends, actually, and we have a third micro trend coming from the upthrust action down, crossing through after the price action jumped the creek after the sign of weakness in B here. We see it in both, this central kind of micro trend, and then the UTAD area in the latter half of the range, and then the markdowns coming down through, falling underneath the ice here, and which confirmed the LPSY movement, or event rather, the last point of supply. And then just recently, we've broken down through this microtrend, through the white microtrend, and created a major sign of weakness. And the price currently mitigates the selling climax here. And we're roughly here. If we're still mirroring these fractals, we're about here now. We've had a bounce. Now, we've marked down about 10% from the ice. And so now we want to see if we're going to go down even further, or if we're going to have a conclusive mark back up through this micro trend and reestablish support and make another stab at the ice. Okay, so it's possible, but if you've noticed with crypto, and this is kind of like a really good thing to kind of train your eyes to see, it's all about trend. The trend is certainly your friend when it comes to crypto. And the thing is, once the price action goes through a certain area that is a key trend area, where not only a trend, but like it has a moving average, whether it be a moving average or a VWAP, it creates kind of like a confluence. And so the more kind of key areas that we have as far as like moving averages or VWAPs going through trend lines, the more important that area becomes, the more crucial that juncture becomes. And so when we get an area, say like here, with this microtrend support line coming to a confluence, and then we have this microtrend coming down from the upthrust action, and then we have the VWAP coming through it, we have kind of like a trio here. What the price action does in these areas is so vitally important, especially when we look at and we read it along with using the volume in tandem with it. And so here we saw that it jumped the creek, for example, and when it jumped the creek, we came back up over this line here, and notice it didn't get rejected off this micro trend resistance line. It flipped it to support, and it bounced from it, and then it came down here. It wasn't able to go back down beneath it. And so this is basically converting the trend lines into support lines. And the same thing when we're going down, when we convert from resistance to support or from support to resistance, something that kind of clues us in as to whether this is going to keep going with the trend is whether or not it comes back. Price action always retests tries to retest. You see here how it retested this big microtrend support line here, kind of like it did here, and it wasn't able to get in. We see the retests everywhere. That's what UTADs are. UTADs always have a retest. It tried to get back over this and establish support here, was unable to. It was a failure to rally. We see that here as well, the retests. We see the attempts of trying to get up here, back up over the trend, because if it can re-enter the structure, then the structure will continue. But if not, if we have the rejection, then we have a confirmation bias. And so the same thing is happening here. You see how now this pertains to us today, we've tried to retake the ice, but it failed. And so it dumped back under the ice, kind of like it did here in the fractals. We've come down, and now we've gone beneath this microtrend support line here, kind of like it did here as well. And so now again, we're seeing with the mitigation, the price coming back up, and what it's trying to do is get back up over this, kind of convert this major sign of weakness, get back over it and do something like this and make another stab at the ice line. Can it do it? Well, so far it's been rejected, and so we're going to take this now to a deep forensic here. This is the line now of what appertains to us, and we see the attempts of getting back up over this microtrend support line, this one that it's now flipped to resistance. See, we're not worried anymore about, now it's got the ice above it. We're well beneath the ice. We're more than 10% beneath the ice, which is significant in this LPSY range. We have a crooked kind of head and shoulders here, and we have predominance of supply in the vertical bar volume. All this while the price action is trying to break back up above the support line. So we're getting kind of like some kind of like upward wedgish kind of ascending wedge kind of price action. Looks like with the spread. We know that rising wedges are ultimately bearish. And so what I'm kind of anticipating is not being able, most likely, to get back over this. And then what it's going to do is come back down and retest this liquidity void down here and have a triple mitigation of this liquidity void. If that happens, it's only going to make so many attempts at the microtrend support line here. And if it can't resist, if it can't flip it, if it can't flip this resistance line to support, then we're going to go underneath the, this is going to fall as well, and we're going to be entering into another LPSY area like this. That's what I hate to use the word predict, but I mean, so we're going to go off the swing high and the swing low of what we just came out of, this LPSY here. We're going to try to get a fib retracement to see how deep we can go. And we see that this came down to about the 2618 here, the 2618. And so we'll do the same thing here. Now we'll go off the swing low from the swing high, and the 2618 brings us down to about 77.8. 77.8. Okay. And so that's if we fail to retake this microtrend. We're looking at more downward action down to about 77.8, and then like a period of consolidation. If we're still going lockstep with this, with these fractals, a subsequent LPSY does not mean that we've reached a bottom. Actually, no. If we get another LPSY, I think FUD is really going to amp up, and the deeper we go, the more the magnet of the 200 weekly draws us, just as it's drawn all the previous LPSYs down. And it seems to be drawing this one as well on the macro. We look at the Nupal, and we've got a steep downward trajectory. I mean, look at this right here. Yeah, that's pretty conclusive. Kind of compare it to last cycles where it had the steep downturn. When the yellow came in underneath the zero line after an all-time high, underneath the dome, We're seeing similarities in the trajectory of the STH Nupal beneath the zero line. That's just further confirmation that we could be gearing up for another redistribution. Like I said, if we do get the redistribution, then we'll look to another, the next consolidation somewhere between 75,000 to 77,000. Again, if we are unable to retake this line here. I'm seeing anomalies in the VSA, large demand, but not a lot of movement, not a lot of spread. That's an anomaly. High demand in the volume, but low candle spread is a weakness. It's usually bearish. Even though it's demand, we're seeing a lot of demand come in. This area here, we should be seeing, if the bulls are going to prevail here, we should be seeing the price coming back over conclusively, jumping up above, back up above, and creating, as it were, like an inverted head and shoulders as it takes another stab at the ice line here. Not saying it's going to go over the ice. It's probably not, even if it makes it up. But I don't even see it making its way up and overcoming this microtrend resistance line now. Instead, I see predominance of supply, which brought us down. So this has correlation, but then we're having low supply and demand beneath it. There's not a lot of effort. There's not a lot of incentive for the bulls to get back up. And when we do see high demand, it's just not enough pep to get us back up over the hump. So and now we're seeing a drop off of both supply and demand as the price increases little by little. The value is incrementally going up, but the volume is shrinking. So we're seeing divergence here as well. That's also bearish. So it remains to be seen. But anyway, if you've been following this channel, you should know all this by now. You should have a pretty good standing on the volume spread analysis, the different metrics and the divergences of it. Speaking of divergence, yeah, in the STH Nupal, we still have the divergence here, which heralds the macro markdowns. We see this every single 4 years. We saw it here. We saw it in 2022. We had divergence also in 2014, I believe. 2018, there wasn't so much divergence, but there was definitely a contrast in the slope gradients of the highs. And so that also heralded that enthusiasm was cooling off and a pump was, or rather a dump was in the makes. And that's sure enough, that's what happened before we had the Iron Dome. We're fixing to get an Iron Cross on the daily. We still haven't got the Iron Cross or the dome like we've had in all the previous cycle domes. But I mean, this 200 and the 400, I mean, this is coming together. They're coming together. They're getting ready to meet. They're getting ready to mate. So if this keeps coming down and then the 400 is going up, eventually we're going to get that cross. And the cross, it's gotten the cross every single cycle from Bitcoin's inception before where we could start tracking the 200 weekly back to 2011. It's gotten a cross every 4 years. And Bitcoin has not gone back up over. Once that cross has been printed, it's not gone back over. It's not predominated the dome, repenetrated the dome until it touched down at the 200 weekly, which right now currently is at $58,000. I think if we start getting those LPSYs that we talked about, the 200 weekly is going to keep snaking up. It's going to be higher than 58,000, but that's going to be ground zero basically. I'm thinking 60s, low 60s, low to mid 60s. That would probably be a good area to start considering a reaccumulation campaign for Bitcoin, because it had already have made its rendezvous with the 200 weekly, which is inevitable at this point if we're going purely by theory. And that, my friends, is all I've got to say about where we are now. I hope you got something out of this. Like, subscribe. I really appreciate you guys. If you're looking to take your trading acumen up a level, up a notch, check out our private Discord. Stay as long as you like. I keep it extremely affordable. You can ask me questions in there. I'll answer. You could, if you have a certain coin you're interested in, I could look at it and give you my 2 cents, take it or leave it. None of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but you already knew that. And with that, I'm going to sign off. May God richly bless you this week and heading into this weekend in Jesus' name. Thank you so much for everything, guys. Love you all. Talk to you soon. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. Amen. God bless. Bye-bye.